There's something going on in the web design world right now that I think is more important than AI. Now, obviously AI is super important. It's totally changed the way a ton of industries are implementing their services in their business and everything right now. But what I'm talking about is more important than AI, which is like the positioning of your business. Like, how are you getting clients? Because if you're not getting clients, what difference does it make if you're using AI or not? You don't have any clients to work with, right? And so there's a shift happening in the way that web designers like us are actually acquiring the types of clients that we want to be working with so that we can actually use the AI services on their behalf. And nobody's talking about it. It's so frustrating. Nobody's talking about the positional shift that's changing right now. Everyone's talking about, oh, AI chatbots and missed call services and the AI this and that. And so what about the AI if you have no clients? And so it's three major things that I wanted to bring up with regard to the positional shift. And they all start with W, so they're easy to remember, WWW. The first one is what I refer to as the who category of the positional shift. And it's a move away from the old school concept of being this vendor that has services into being a doctor with a system. Because if you're a vendor with services, what that means is you've got your website out there and you're listing all the stuff you can do, right? Like you've got this web design agency and you're doing websites and SEO and maybe you're running some ads or social media, like all the stuff that you're doing. You got all these services out there. And then a client comes along and they're looking at your website and they think, well, okay, I want this, I want that. And they're like sort of like custom building out what they want from your list of services. But how do you differentiate yourself from me or from anyone else that's doing web design? Like what makes your services more valuable than somebody else's? Because if you charge too much, why won't the client just look at your services and be like, well, I can get the same services if I just go talk to the guy down the street who's doing the same thing for less. Why should I work with you? And so I'm Lee Blue. I'm the founder of DoubleStack, where I personally mentor some of today's top running web designers, which means I review a lot of websites from web designers. And so I'll ask, like, we'll get on a conversation. I'll say, well, why do you got all these services on your site? Like, how are you differentiating yourself? Like, let's pretend I'm an HVAC contractor and I'm calling you up and I would like your help. How are you going to justify the price of your services? Like, especially if you're charging more than other people. And the number one thing people say is, well, I'll just show my portfolio. Or they might even say something like, well, I've spent a lot of time, I've got a degree, I've got this portfolio, check it out. And here's why portfolios don't work anymore. Now, I will say that portfolios used to work, and it's not a bad or stupid idea, it's just that they don't work anymore. And here's why portfolios don't work right now. If I am the HVAC contractor and I call you and I say, hey, I really would like your help. I'm noticing that your price is a little higher than everybody else. Why is that? And then you say, well, I've got a lot of experience. I've got this huge portfolio. Check out my portfolio. And I look at the portfolio and I see, maybe I'll see a coffee shop and a restaurant and an e-commerce website. And maybe you built a website for a church or something or a nonprofit or whatever. And I'm looking through the sites and they look great. And I'm thinking, okay, these are some good looking websites, but I don't see any other HVAC contractors. In fact, I don't see any other home service businesses at all. I'm seeing like restaurants and coffee shops and e-commerce and nonprofits and stuff like that. So now I'm going to try to figure out, well, if I hire you and you build me a good looking website and I can somehow pick the right services from that buffet, does that mean I'm going to get more calls? Like, what are my results going to be? And that's why portfolios don't work anymore. Because it used to be the case that if my website stood out visually, I'd probably get some more business from it because people think that's authoritative. It's, the guy's really trying because his website looks good. But today, there's so much more. Like, how are you going to get me in the map pack? Right? How are you going to get my phone to ring? How are you going to nurture my leads? What are you going to do with the clients I already have? Are you going to get any kind of repeat business coming through? Like, I need a system, right? I don't just need services. I need a system. And that's the shift. So the who shift is moving away from being a vendor that's just offering services into being a doctor with a system. Like, I know, like it's like a system, like a pattern. Like in DoubleStack, we have this three-pronged system. And in fact, I'm going to post a video. I'll link you to a video at the end of this that really takes a deep dive into this whole three-pronged system with like not only how do we get the leads, but once we do get the leads, how do we close the sales? And once we close the sales, what do we actually do? So I'll put that up at the end. But the system is so critical because it's not just let me build a website. Now, like for the HVAC contractor, I would say, well, here's how I'm going to get you in the map pack. And I've got a system to get them to show up for local searches, right? And then once they're getting traffic from that, some people are going to work with them now, and we're going to make sure they have a clear call to action, but some people are going to be thinking about it still, right? They're going to like what they see, but they don't call on the first visit. So what am I going to do to nurture those leads? So we got a system for that. And then they're going to have past clients that they might be able to offer maintenance plans for, or checkups or whatever, like change the filters in the future. Like there's all kinds of ways to get past clients to re-engage, right? Customer loyalty, right? Boosting that customer loyalty. So we got a system for that, right? And these are all things that the client is not going to ask for because they're not even thinking about them. And that's why if you're a vendor offering services, you can't deliver the same kind of results as if you're like a doctor with a system. So that leads me to step number 2. The next W is what? And so I'm not, like the system that I'm offering to my clients is not up for debate. And so back to the example of, like, let's say you and I are on a call and you're thinking about joining DoubleStack or whatever, and I'm like, hey, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you offer your clients? Like bring me up to speed on what it's like when you onboard a client. And then most of the time when I'm talking to someone, the conversation will immediately go like this. They'll say, well, if the client needs SEO, I've got SEO services, and like if they want me to do ads, I can run ads, or if they need help with social media, I can do that. And if they need e-commerce, I'll bump the price up a little more because e-commerce is complicated. And I keep hearing the word if all the time. And like, I'm never going to say if. And the reason for that is I'm not trying to figure out on the fly what I'm going to do for the client. And this is one of the positional shifts. It used to be the case that I would just get a random lead from anywhere. It could be a referral, could be a past client, send somebody and whatever. Maybe someone just heard of me and they're like, hey, Lee, I want your help. And so now I've got to go ask the client, tell me what you want. And they can want anything, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, I've even had clients that weren't even asking for websites. They're like, oh, I heard that you're really good with the internet. I can't get my email to work or whatever. My printer's not working. And so like, I would get leads for all kinds of crazy stuff. But even if it was in the world of web design, I wouldn't know if they wanted me to do e-commerce. I wouldn't know if it was a church website. I wouldn't know if it was a coffee shop, or I had no idea. Like, I have no clue what they wanted. So I have to ask. And then it really is the case that if somebody wants that, then I'll do this. And if they want this other thing, then I'll do that. But where are the results in that? How do I know? If everybody's getting a custom solution from me, what that means is it's custom, meaning that I've never done this exact thing before. So how do I know what the results are going to be? I can't really say because it's custom. That's the whole point of the word custom. So what I'm trying to do instead is I'm shifting into not what they think they're asking for, but what they actually need. So I'm changing what I say. So this middle W is change what you say and stop saying if and start just using evaluation. So what you want to do is you want to ask where the pain points are. Like imagine if you go to like a physical doctor, like a health doctor. The doctor is not going to say, well, if you want me to do heart surgery, or if you want this nasal reconstruction thing, or if you want whatever. They're not going to say that. They're going to ask if you have the symptoms that they know how to fix, especially if you're going to a specialist, which is exactly what I want you to position yourself as today in the web industry. You don't want to be this generalist. You want to be a specialist. And so when you're talking to a client, you're not asking them to require things of you. You're evaluating whether or not they have the symptoms you know how to solve, because back in step 1, you've got a system. You're a doctor with a system, and that system has results associated with it. And to get those results, you're solving problems. And so now you're just having an evaluation conversation to make sure that the client that you've attracted is in fact a good fit for the type of service that you're planning to offer, so that the system is going to get them the results that they want. Again, in a minute, I'll link you to that video and you can see how we're getting the right kind of clients through our lead generation system. Okay, so that moves to the third section, which is why. And I think this is the biggest one. Out of all 3 of the shifts, that positional shift thing that we're talking about, this is the most important one. And it's a shift away from the response that the client gives you into the results that you get for the client. Let me clear this whole thing up a little bit, because in the beginning, when I first started my agency, the moral reason why I started the agency, like the thing that really motivated me, was I wanted a good response from the client. Like I wanted them to say stuff like, oh, he did exactly what we said, and it looks great, and it came in on time, and he stuck to the budget, maybe even a little bit under the budget. Like the experience was awesome, and the client's response to me was awesome. Like that's what I want. Like what I would do, whatever they would say to get that good response. And I would even do stuff, and this is kind of where the breaking point was for me. I would even do stuff that I knew was a bad idea. Like, for example, sometimes people would say, I want a slider on my homepage. Like, I've got these 5 things I want to show people, and I just want this like slider on my homepage. And like, I know nobody watches the sliders. I know that. Like, I can look at the stats, the web stats or whatever, look at Google Analytics, or I use Clicky a lot. But I'll look at the web stats and I can see how long people are spending on the page, and I can look at the heat maps and I can see where they're scrolling. And I know nobody's watching this. Nobody's looking at the sliders. They might see the first one, but then before the next one comes, they're scrolling on down the page. So I know that whatever is in the second, third, and fourth, like all the sliders past number 1, nobody's going to see that stuff. And so if that's information that's important, you got to put it on move it down the page. Don't just have these slides. So I know that the practical application of sliders is bad. And so I would put a little pushback in there. I say, I don't think people are going to look at the sliders. But then the client would say, oh, but I really like them. It's like, I love the images and they're so rich and colorful and it's almost like watching a movie and I really want the sliders. Because I wanted a good response, I would say, sliders you will have, right? And so I would start doing things that I knew were stupid because I wanted the client to have a good response towards me. And so I would then, and now I began to realize, well, I'm not using my knowledge. I'm not providing any leadership. I'm not allowing the client to get a better result because they're working with me than they would if they were to work with somebody else, right? Because I wanted to provide my leadership so that they could get a system that drives a better result for them than if they just went to some random person down the street that's just gonna say, hey, well, why don't you tell me what you want? If you want this, I'll do that. If you want this, I'll do that. But with working with me, if I can evaluate that the client's the right fit, I can then move them into a system that will help them actually get leads and show up in the map pack and get clicks from all of that. And then once they're on the site, then not only do we have a clear call to action, so people who are ready to work with them now, they take that call to action and call or submit the contact form or whatever, but there's also going to be people that look at the site, they're interested, they like what they see, but for whatever reason, they don't call on the first visit. We're gonna nurture those leads through email probably, and probably some social media. So we've got a system for lead nurturing. We've got the initial system is for traffic, we've got a system for lead nurturing, and then we'll have another system for customer loyalty, like boosting engagement with your past clients. And these are all things that most businesses are not gonna be thinking of. Like if I'm the HVAC contractor, I'm not thinking about lead nurturing and boosting customer loyalty. I might not even have any idea that I could do something like offer an annual maintenance plan or something like that to get recurring revenue from past clients. I'm probably not thinking about that at all. I'm just thinking, I need a website. And then if they call me, and then I can do an evaluation to see how many more clients could they get, right? Like how much traffic do I need to send? Because I've got different ways to amplify the traffic. And then once we do that, I've got the lead nurturing component and the customer loyalty part. Like these are all things that are in the system that I'm now bringing to the table. The client's not even thinking about that stuff. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between this vendor with services, doctors with systems, asking if they want something versus telling them what they need? And then having this shift from, I just want the client to be happy with me, to I want the clients to actually get good results. And that's if you can make those 3 shifts, that you've changed the positioning of your business in a radical way. And when you do that, you can charge more, dramatically more, because you can offset the cost of what you're charging based on all these results that you're getting, right? We get results coming from 3 major areas, not just one. And most like garden variety web designers out there, they're not even thinking about the one. They're not even thinking about the call to action and the lead generation component of it. They're just thinking, I'm going to do what the client says, and if they're happy, then I get paid, and that's great. And that is great if they're happy. I'm not saying not to make your clients happy, for goodness sake. I'm saying I want them to be happy because of the results, not just because the site looks pretty. Do you see the difference? That's the big shift. So I'm going to put up a video over here so you can actually see how we're doing this in DoubleStack. It's a new video. It's like 25 minutes long, so it's pretty in-depth, but it goes deep into how we're getting the leads. Once we get the leads, how do we actually close the clients in one call without having to write proposals and everything? And after the proposals, what do we actually do? Or after the call closes without the proposal, what do we actually do for them? And that's a huge thing. Now, if you want to check that out, I'm going to put that up here. I'm also going to put a video right here for how do you implement what we were just talking about when you're interacting with a client. What do you actually say? Do you ever feel like when you're talking with a client that you sort of give away all your best advice for free? Stop giving away your best advice for free, right? So check out this video and you'll see how to take these 3 positional shifts and apply it when you're interacting with your clients. Either way, I'll see you in just a minute.